As a branch leader in a financial institution, you understand that client requests, compliance, audit, and policy activities are braided together in one cohesive process. Or at least they should be. I'm Melissa Copley from NewRocket, and today I'm going to give you a short demo on how you can use the power of the ServiceNow platform to integrate these concepts. You will start to see how the silos in financial institutions are easily eliminated through a consistent data model on an enterprise platform. Let's start with policy. The policy is written, approved, and published in a location easily accessible by all employees across the organization. This is the seemingly simple part. Yet these policies are only as good as the ability to validate and prove adherence, each policy being monitored and evaluated on predetermined regulatory cycles. This is the compliance portion, where an internal compliance team typically has many behind-the-scenes tasks to make this reporting possible. The compliance team knows and monitors these requirements, and then will share results with individual branches or departments to celebrate or remediate. In a unified platform, this looks different because you as the frontline leader have the same real-time data that the compliance team does, but on your own dashboard and showing what is important to you. As you saw, the compliance team has one dashboard, and the branch manager, a line of business leader, would have their own. Each of you can act quickly on your respective tasks. I may have jumped ahead a bit. Using what we've talked about already in policy and compliance, let's start an initial client request. Our example will focus on anti-money laundering and know your client requirements, just as our policy and compliance examples have, as these are universal concepts in financial services that touch all lines of business and are critical to the success of any financial institution. You will recognize this landing page because it's where we started when we looked at policy. As the frontline team member, we also start our client onboarding efforts here. The work will flow through processing, compliance validation, and policy adherence. As you can see, we have one-stop shop for all team members. In a client onboarding example, the bank representative can fill out a dynamic form. As they do, questions are embedded in the process: identification type, expiry date, tenure at home residence, will they be conducting transactions on behalf of a third party, or do they have any foreign political exposure? These are questions that are built into every onboarding process. However, typically, they're disjointed and somewhat separate in reporting and validating. Here, they are captured all within the initial step, with guided outcomes that are answer dependent. We now have one form that captures the client information and shares it across the institution. As we follow this onboarding example, your back office team will receive the portions of the requests that require new account setup, and your Know Your Client or compliance team will receive the content that pertains to them. You will see that the guided experience for the back office works like a task list, ensuring steps are completed. Please note that both the mandatory requirements and ordering of these processes are yours to configure for your institution. One more way that having the right components on one platform allows you to be more agile in your evolution. Remember that branch manager workspace with the collection of data in one format and location? As a branch leader, you have access in real time to your onboarding counts and your compliance success rates, or even to how many identification types are set to expire this year, and can work with your team on how best to maintain compliance in this space. Your compliance team will have the information as it is being completed on their workspaces, allowing them to determine company trends and initiatives instead of chasing location-specific anomalies. It all seems excitingly proactive if you ask me. So we've covered portions of policy, the compliance monitoring components, an easy-to-use client onboarding example, while even touching on some of the processing tasks and reporting when we start with ServiceNow. Now let's look at another common anti-money laundering scenario. What happens when a client completes a large cash transaction? How is that information acknowledged? How does the system measure success? Is it on the backs of your team members and more spreadsheets? With ServiceNow, we take the transactional data that is available from your core banking systems, match them to the compliance metrics, and generate the required tasks attached to that client. With bidirectional integration capabilities across the platform, a large cash transaction report can be completed on a client as the compliance team gets notification of completion, while the branch manager looks on with pride in their teams. No more email follow-ups asking for documentation. It is layered into the system of action and stored within the systems of record your institution already uses. You will notice that the notification of missing documents and the ability to submit those are also conveniently available. I mentioned the unified platform benefits before, but here it is important to call out the integration capabilities. Big bang technology rip-outs are no longer feasible for you or your clients. Finding a platform that knows you will grow and change and allows you that integration and iteration power is the key to success. A rhetorical question then becomes, what is the impact for these branches if you can read your corporate policies, even make suggestions on them, see your active participation in compliance monitoring against them, while ensuring individual client file adherence and proactive customer service? This is the seemingly insurmountable challenge so many financial institutions are trying to solve. We use an example of anti-money laundering, but this can be applied to any corner of a financial institution. The journey is not as long as you would guess. Let us be your guide in orchestrating the path forward for your organization. Thanks again for exploring the possibilities with me. I look forward to follow-up questions and conversations. Please contact me through LinkedIn, the NewRocket website under Financial Services, or via email at melissa.copley@newrocket.com. Thank you.